I have the honor to welcome to the United Nations the President of the Republic of Haiti, His Excellency the Reverend Father Jean-Bertrand Aristid, and to invite him to address the Assembly.
Monsieur le Président, au nom du peuple
Mr.
haïtien,
President,
je suis
in the
heureux
name
de
of the
vous
Haitian
saluer
people,
et de vous
I am pleased to
présenter
greet
nos
you
chaleureuses félicitations
and to address to you
pour votre
our warm
élection
congratulations
à cette 47e
on your
session
election
de l'Assemblée
to the
générale.
presidency of this 47th session of the General
Je suis
Assembly.
également heureux de saluer votre prédécesseur,
I am likewise
Monsieur
pleased
Chihabi,
to
et le nouveau
salute
secrétaire
your predecessor,
général,
Mr. Shihabi, and the new Secretary
Monsieur
General,
Boutros
Mr.
Ghali,
Boutros Ghali,
à qui j'adresse mes plus sincères
to whom I would like to
félicitations
address
pour cette lourde
my sincerest
responsabilité.
congratulations on their
Distingués
adopting
diplomates,
this weighty responsibility.
chers
Distinguished
amis de la
diplomats
communauté
and dear
internationale,
friends of the international community,
que je suis heureux de vous saluer
how happy I am
et de souhaiter la plus
to
cordiale bienvenue aux nations
greet
sœurs
you and to
qui
wish you
viennent
welcome
d'arriver
to
à la
the
maison de
and
notre
to
grande
welcome the
famille.
sisterly nations who have just arrived
Comme toujours,
in this great family of
le
ours.
peuple
As always, the
haïtien
Haitian people
ne saurait s'empêcher
cannot refrain
de saluer de
from
façon
presenting
particulière
a particular
le président Carlos
word of
Andrés
welcome
Pérez
to
et
President
le peuple
Carlos Andrés
vénézuélien.
Pérez and the Venezuelan people.
Monsieur le Président,
Mr. President,
au seuil du troisième millénaire,
on the threshold of the
les
third
signaux
millennium,
lumineux qui jaillissent
the
de la
brilliant points of
pollution
light
politique
which are
nous convoquent
arising
tous
from
au
political
dialogue
pollution invite us
pour
all to dialogue,
instaurer
to progressively
une civilisation
bring
de
about
paix.
a civilization founded
La
on
fin
peace.
de la guerre
The end of the
froide
Cold War
ouvrait pour le monde
has
de nouvelles
offered the world new
perspectives
prospects
de paix
of
et de
peace and
coopération.
cooperation.
Cependant,
Nevertheless,
les foyers de tension et l'irruption de nouveaux conflits
centers of tension and
régionaux
the outbreak of
ont
new regional
assombri
conflicts
le tableau
have
des relations
darkened the
internationales.
picture of international relations.
De la pollution politique à l'échelle
Political
planétaire
pollution at the
surgissent
world
conflits armés,
level has produced armed
guerres,
conflicts, wars,
massacres, coups
massacres,
d'État contre la démocratie.
and coups d'etats against democracy.
Aussi, aimerions-nous
Therefore,
partager
we would like to
humblement
humbly
avec vous
share with you
8 béatitudes
our 8
démocratiques
democratic
pour une
beatitudes
civilisation
for a
de
civilization of peace.
paix. 8 béatitudes démocratiques
8 democratic
pour une civilisation de paix.
for a civilization of peace.
Première béatitude
The first
démocratique.
democratic beatitude.
Heureux ceux qui défendent
Blessed are
la
those who
démocratie,
defend democracy.
que la paix
May
règne
peace
chez eux.
prevail among them.
La condamnation du coup
The
d'État du
condemnation
30
of the coup d'etat of the 30th September 1991 is an
exprime la
expression
volonté des
of the
Nations
desire of the
Unies
United
de
Nations
défendre les
to defend
principes
the
démocratiques
democratic
et les
principles
droits
and
du
rights
peuple haïtien.
of the Haitian people.
Nous vous en remercions
And we would like to
chaleureusement.
thank you warmly for that.
L'instauration de cette civilisation
The
de paix
advent of this civilization
à
of peace
l'échelle de la planète
at a worldwide
passe
level
nécessairement par le rétablissement
involves
de l'ordre constitutionnel en
restoring
Haïti,
constitutional order to
où le
Haiti,
sang coule, les cadavres s'amoncellent,
blood is
la
flowing,
répression
corpses are being
s'intensifie.
heaped up, and repression is
Le
being
coup
intensified.
d'État en soi
A coup
est un
d'etat
crime
in
contre
itself is a
l'humanité.
crime against mankind.
Ces 12 mois
These 12
symbolisent un double crime
Thus
contre
are symbolic
l'humanité.
of a double crime against
Que
humanity.
s'ouvre enfin la porte du
May the
retour
door
pour
finally
que
be opened
brille la paix.
so that peace
Tout
can
ça-
once more shine among us.
jou va, jou vient, jou aller, jou vini, jou ça. Ah. 5 jours avant le coup d'État.
5 days before the coup d'etat of the 30th of September 1991, here in the United Nations, from this rostrum, the people of Haiti cried out, "Democracy or death." Today, on behalf of the 3,000 people assassinated by the enemies of democracy, the Haitian people promotes, with the same conviction, from the same rostrum, the same cry. It utters the cry, "Democracy or death." Anyone desirous of peace must defend democracy.
C'est cocotte ak chéri, youn pa vive sans l'autre. La paix ak démocratie, c'est haïtien ak Haïti, youn pa vive sans l'autre. La paix ak démocratie, c'est nous ak moi, youn pa vive sans l'autre. Que la paix revienne en Haïti.
Peace return to Haiti.
Que la paix revienne.
And may peace likewise be restored to Yugoslavia and Somalia. The Republic of Haiti condemns the acts of terrorism and genocide which have brought about such a paroxysm of horror. We appeal to the international community to make itself responsible for progressively creating a civilization of peace. Second democratic beatitude. Blessed are those who promote economic growth, because peace and economic poverty are incompatible.
Misère ak la paix, c'est lait ak citron, youn pa vle wè l'autre. Misère ak la paix, c'est Haïti ak Cédras, youn pa vle wè l'autre. Les gen la guerre nan ventre, pas gen la paix nan tête. Depuis la Seconde Guerre mondiale,
Since the Second World War,
la production mondiale
world
a
production
baissé pour la première fois
has
de
fallen
0,5% l'an dernier.
for the first time by 0.5% last year.
La
In the
dégradation
developing
des
countries,
conditions économiques
the deterioration
et
of economic
sociales
and social
est
conditions
spectaculaire.
is spectacular.
Misère infrahumaine,
Hence, subhuman
abus de
poverty,
drogue,
drug abuse,
augmentation de la
and
criminalité.
increase in crime.
Les 20% des plus riches
20%
du monde
of the wealthiest people in the world
ont 83% du
have
revenu mondial.
83% of the world's income.
Les 20% des plus
20%
pauvres du
of the
monde
poorest people in the
n'ont
world
que
only have
1,4% du revenu mondial.
1.4% of that world income.
Aujourd'hui,
Today,
nous avons
we
1,2
have
billion de pauvres
1.2
dans les
billion
pays en
poor
développement.
people living in developing
En l'an
countries.
2000, nous en
In
aurons
the year
1,3.
2000, we will have
En
1.3,
2025,
and in the year
nous en aurons
2025,
1.5.
we will have 1.5.
Or, le principe de base
So,
du droit international
the fundamental
public
principle
est un principe
of
d'égalité.
international public law is the principle of equality. In this context, Aristotle has reminded us that politics requires a reciprocal relationship and symmetrical relationship to obtain, whereby the citizens are placed on an equal footing with each other and not one on top of each other.
Tout moun se moun, moun respecte moun, moun paret ak moun. De même, dans son
Likewise,
ouvrage La justice
in his work
politique,
entitled Political Justice,
Hoppe, titulaire de chaire
Hoppe,
d'éthique et de
who
philosophie
occupies the
politique,
chair of ethics and political
nous
philosophy,
rappelle
has
que
reminded us
pris dans un ensemble,
that on the whole,
Platon et
Plato
Aristote
and
déploient
Aristotle
un bouquet bigarré
had
de raisons
offered us
pour
a
montrer
florilegium
qu'une
of
vie en
reasons
commun
to
est
demonstrate
profitable à
that
toutes les parties
life in
prenantes.
common is profitable
Les
to all
rapports
those
dès lors
participating
sont
in it.
régis par des lois. Des lois
Relationships,
à
therefore, are ruled by
respecter.
laws, laws which must
Des
be
lois à
respected,
ne pas
laws which
transgresser.
must not be transgressed
Des lois pour une
Laws
société de droit.
in a society
justice
of law.
doit être
Justice must
l'oxygène
be,
de l'économie.
as it were, the
La
oxygen of the
justice
economy.
doit
Justice,
être l'oxygène de
I repeat,
l'économie.
must be the oxygen of the economy. How can we bring about a civilization of peace unless there is human and economic growth at the world level? It is in this world where, unfortunately, every year, almost 3 million children die from illnesses against which there are vaccines. Of 3 children, 1 suffers from serious malnutrition. Why so much suffering, you may ask? Must suffering and opulence be necessarily at daggers drawn? The South accounts for 77% of the world population, but only has 15% of the world's earnings. In Latin America, 17% of the landowners control 90% of the land. How can we speak of peace when equality in civil rights has become socio-economic inequality? A striking contrast indeed, spectacular contradictions due to violations of the rights of the individual. In Haiti, in our country, it's even worse. The exploitive structures which we inherited must be democratically transformed into structures made up of participation and justice, participation by everyone, justice for everyone, and transparency in all matters. Hence, we will no longer be Hence, we will no longer be burdened by this colonial heritage, which is so clearly indicated by the statistical table. That is, 1% of the population has more than 45% of the national revenue. 1.8 doctors are available for each 10,000 inhabitants, 1.9 nurses for each 10,000 inhabitants. In our 56 so-called hospitals, there is not even as much as 2 beds for 1,000 people, only 1.5. 59 urban dwellers and 3% rural dwellers have access to drinking water. 85% of illiterates who are extremely intelligent. You're not necessarily a fool just because you can't go to school. Incumbent upon us is the responsibility to promote productive and remunerative jobs. We will manage to do this by applying judicious macroeconomic policies and effective measures on the mesoeconomic level. Therefore, as always, we will have to locate the human individual in the very heart of development, enable the market to function properly, to remedy any defects, to create material infrastructures, to support activities of public interest, develop harmonious relationships with the private sector, and to struggle against corrupt structures. The constitutional process will preserve participation for everyone, involvement and justice for everyone. Unity in diversity is indeed the very outline of a political topology where differences of view can be democratically harmonized. The more equality there is in civil rights, the less inequality there will be in the socio-economic field. I repeat, more there is equality in civil rights, the less inequality there will be in the socio-economic sphere.
Faut bien manger pour nous toutes, travail pour nous toutes, respect pour nous toutes, justice pour nous toutes. Tout monde c'est moun, moun respecte moun, moun paraît ak moun. La République d'Haïti,
the Republic of Haiti shares the suffering of those peoples who are impoverished, starving and abandoned. There are many of them. Those dispossessed people who are in vain seeking the return of what is due to them. In addressing our thanks in advance to all those friends of Haiti who wish to send humanitarian aid to Haiti, we would like to ask you to coordinate the channeling of humanitarian aid with the constitutional government of the Republic of Haiti, and those NGOs who are accompanying the march of the people of Haiti towards democracy. Despite the controversy which has surrounded the idea of an embargo, the people of Haiti would like to repeat yes to an embargo. Let there be finally a real, complete and total embargo. Let us have a real, total and complete embargo at last. Secondly, let us put a stop to the flood of new weapons being pumped continually into Haiti. Thirdly, if a total blockade is required to achieve this, the Haitian people will welcome it. Mr. President, dear friends of the international community, for all those efforts which you have already made and for the support which you intend to give us, may I thank you from the bottom of my heart. 1 year is too long, 12 months is too long. Third democratic beatitude. Blessed are those who say heroically no to getting off scot-free, no to vengeance, yes to justice. No justice, no peace. The refusal to give one's blessing to impunity is part of the grammar, part of the lexicon of justice and morality. Article 42.3 of the Republic of Haiti's Constitution stipulates that, and I quote, abuses, violences and crimes perpetrated against a civilian by a military functionary in the exercise of his functions is something to be dealt with by the tribunals of common law. In less than 1 year, 3,000 people have been assassinated, more than 40,000 political refugees, hundreds of thousands of citizens have fled through the country. More than 100 of journalists have fallen victim to the terror of the military. The press has been muzzled. Priests have been arrested, have been beaten up and have been imprisoned. Monsignor Willie Romulus, whose life is in danger, as well as priests and nuns and members of ecclesiastical communities, fundamentalists or l'Église, are constantly being persecuted. Rural organizations, popular, socio-professional and trade union organizations are systematically taken apart or targeted. Many parliamentarians have been persecuted. One deputy was assassinated in cold blood. Blood is flowing. The corpses are being heaped up. Never has Haiti had visited upon it such a ferocious and bloody dictatorship. Rejected by all states of the world, nevertheless, these criminals have been recognized by the Vatican. The only state